Hello. Please meet my Lydia and
Please meet my mommy.
and together we have an amazing history project that we have been working on, and so today we're going to discuss it. But first, a little bit of backstory. I broke my leg.
Show it.
Okay, I'll show it. I broke my leg, and we had a little bit of a struggle getting school going. I think this one thought that a cast on my leg and 10 days of bed rest meant, woohoo, Netflix. But
that was Anna.
but that's not the case. So I knew we needed to switch up from our normal school. I was still able to do school from bed, and she was able to do her school, but it wasn't fun very much. And so she got tired of fetching my math teacher's book and her math book and fetching this and fetching this. And
fetching her water and fuelings and coffee.
And spelling was a little challenging too. So we said, you know what, let's not worry about spelling or handwriting for the next little bit. Let's worry about something, or not worry, let's focus on something new, something we've never done before. Lydia is a great reader. Go get the first book, just the first one. And I needed her to also be in her room away from me. I needed a little bit of space. And so these Who Was books are fabulous. They don't have any more, like this one has 105 pages. I think the most I've ever seen is like 120. So she can read this in one day. I don't require her to, but I told her, I said, I need you to do these books. I don't care which one you read. I need you to read 1 hour a day, read a book. The next day, you're going to finish reading it and do a book report. And she said, a book report? I don't want to do a book report.
I've learned it in English. It means just writing down, boring writing down,
Yes.
paragraphs.
Her old English curriculum, we won't say the name of it, was boring with book reports. So I said, no, this is going to be fun. You get to draw the front page. If there's a map in here, you're going to draw a map. And
the map was her idea, not mine.
Oh, yes. And if there's a main character or something you want to feature, you're going to do a drawing. And so Lydia loves to draw. And also, when Lydia grows up, she wants to be a chef. So I said, if you can find food in any of these books, we will eat it together as a family. So she put on a filter in her brain, and she was looking at these history books through the eyes of, what can we eat? So we're going to share some of those foods, and we're going to share some of her projects that she's done. She's finishing up number 8 right now, and she never wants me to get out of a cast. I told her as long as my foot was in a cast or a boot, she was going to be doing this.
So then when it's over?
When it's over, it's back to handwriting and spelling
I'll
and
do
all the other
handwriting
things.
and spelling. Just let me keep doing this.
Okay, so this is a very simple project. I have a piece of cardstock. You could do construction paper. We've stapled. We've just trimmed. I eyeballed it. We're not measuring. And we have about 7 different pages. The first one is always the title. And guess what? I do the writing for her. I take that off of her so she doesn't have to, we're not focusing on handwriting. This doesn't have to look beautiful. I need her to get her information that she learned onto paper.
She does the titles. I do the writing. Let's get this right.
So the other day, I went ahead and made 4 extra of these just to keep up with her because she is flying through this assignment. So we're going to go through the ones that she's done already. So can you go get your Ellis Island one?
Okay.
Ellis Island was the first one that she did. And I told her, I said, go read it for 1 hour and come back to me.
I look at the back to find the exciting one. It's called like the island in here, so I thought it'd be cool, but
okay.
There wasn't any death.
Anyways, you threw me off there. She came back an hour later and said, I only have 7 more pages. Can I just finish this book today? And so I said, yes. So here's what her Ellis Island one does. We have what was Ellis Island, and we wrote the author's name, and she drew a picture of the cover.
But look. It's not the exact cover. So
no, it's her cover that she did. Then she did their journey, and there's a map and all the countries that they came from. We are not going to go through every fact because we will not have time to keep doing this. Then Annie Moore is a particularly important one.
She was the first one to step on Ellis Island. She's one of the most important.
Okay, and so she wrote a little fact about her and drew a picture, and then exploring new flavors. So the immigrants who came over, they got to try ice cream and sandwiches and Jell-O. And what food did you choose?
Jell-O, because we already had ice cream and sandwiches. So if we had it in the fridge, well,
it wouldn't have been special. But yeah. Jell-O was a big treat.
But we would already eat it. So like, if I'm gonna eat that, I might as well get the one that we don't have.
Yes. So then she always does top 10 facts, and so she writes just 10 things. They don't have to be the most important facts. It's 10 things that she finds interesting. And then every book report also has thoughts and ratings from the reader, and she color codes it and gives it up to 10 stars. How many stars did this one get? 5. 5 out of 10 stars. So this is Ellis Island, and we had Jell-O. Quickly go get the next one, and we'll talk about the food that we got from that one.
This is the worst one.
Okay, she did not enjoy this book, and that's okay to read a book and not enjoy it. She only gave it 1 star.
No,
yeah,
half of a star.
Oh, half of a star. So why did you think this book was so boring?
It just was.
It just was. Okay, so she did some of the, what are these called? Hieroglyphics, the tools that they used, the foods that they ate. So here's an interesting fact that I learned from her reading this book. It was not slaves who built the pyramids. It was skilled workers.
No, we don't know because they lived with their families. They had good food. Were they slaves? We still don't know.
It said skilled workers. And what did they drink 3 times a day?
Beer.
And what did we drink?
Beer. Root beer.
Root beer. She tried root beer for the first time. And so then she also did a map of the Nile River, top 10 facts, and thoughts and views from the reader. Go get the next one. Fast, fast, fast. The next one was the Tuskegee Airmen. And this one was really special because Dustin got to ride an airplane, in the back of an airplane with one of the original
Colonel McGee.
Colonel Charles McGee. He did not make it in the book, but guess what? He made it into this report. So Lydia drew a special report. So she did her title page. She drew a map of the airfield. She drew a picture of their planes. Colonel Charles McGee, top 10 facts, thoughts and views from the reader. And then also there was a prize. She talked about a special prize. What was that special prize?
Ice cold Coca-Cola.
So there was a challenge issued to them, and the prize was an ice cold glass bottle Coca-Cola. So she got one of those. Go get the next one. That was really special too. We are health coaches and we do not do soda or Jell-O. So she's enjoying exploring new foods. The next she did was Rosa Parks. What is your thing about Rosa Parks that Anna told you?
She stood up by sitting down.
She took a stand by sitting down. So that's really cool. So we have a title page. We have a picture of Rosa Parks. We have a map of the bus that shows where you're supposed to sit. There's a map of where it all happened. Would you like to buy an apple? So Rosa Parks cleaned houses
for money because her mother and grandmother was sick. But the book didn't say that it was apples, but it said that she sold fruit. But then the picture looked like apples, so I twisted Mommy into doing it.
So Rosa Parks sold fruit to make money as well. So we enjoyed some yummy apples. Next.
Apples we have all the time, but I like apples so.
Okay, next is JFK. I did not do a spoiler alert, and she was shocked at the ending of this book.
It was the worst ending in the world.
Yeah.
Do not let your kids read it.
So she came to me and she said, Mommy, JFK asked Jackie?
Yeah, it's Jackie.
On a date as he leaned over a plate of asparagus. Do we have to eat asparagus? She kept reading, and we found out that there was something really special.
It was at the beginning, and then I was like, oh!
She found another loophole. He used a coconut to communicate. You have to read the book to find out how. So today we had some coconut. This is not the coconut he had, but you know what? This is what we used. So for JFK, she did the title page. She drew a picture of Jackie Kennedy, the most famous photo of all. How cool is that? And then a map of invading Cuba, the symbol of a fallen leader. What is the symbol of a fallen leader?
It's two shoes put on a horse.
Backwards,
but nobody's riding the horse.
Yeah. And then we have, he was the 35th president. She did her top 10 facts, and she did her thoughts and ratings from a reader, and she gave it 10 stars. So that's a 10-star book. Next. We got 3 more.
Mount Everest.
Okay, then she did Mount Everest. And what was the food mentioned in Mount Everest?
There was mushrooms, which I hate. And then there was bamboo.
Bamboo. So we're going to get some bamboo. So where is Mount Everest? She has her title page. She has the death map. She has, is it Sketch of Death?
Yes.
Bamboo and Mushroom Feast.
Abominable Snowman. Go show him.
Yeah, the Abominable Snow is a total myth.
So I made him sing, I'm a total myth.
The death or the defeat of Everest, top 10 facts and thoughts and ratings from the reader. It got 7.5 stars. So we have 2 more, and this will be the end of our history unit video for right now. Okay. Queen Victoria. I was out of town while Lydia was finishing this one up. And I called her and I said, tell me what the food is. And she said, there's no food. And I said, reread the book. She said, no,
yep.
Mommy, I promise you there's no food. So I Googled Queen Elizabeth. I thought she was doing Queen Elizabeth. I didn't know she was doing Queen Victoria. So what is Queen Elizabeth's favorite food? Queen Elizabeth. Scrambled
eggs.
Scrambled eggs with salmon and shaved truffle. But she felt like that was too fancy, so she was frugal and didn't want to spend that money, so she waited till Christmas.
I only want poppy salmon.
So she only allowed herself to have that treat at Christmas time. But that's Queen Elizabeth. That's not who we're talking about. So we Googled Queen Victoria when I got home.
And then there's Food Lion.
Queen Victoria, yeah. Siri told me Food Lion was Queen Victoria's favorite food. That's not true. But Queen Victoria needs a health coach. She has some really bad eating habits. So her favorite, one of her million sweet favorite foods is? Biscuits. So we went to the store and found chocolate-covered biscuits. And I'm sure Queen Victoria would approve because you should Google that. So for Queen Victoria, we have a title page. We have Ladies of the Bedchamber, Queen Victoria's Dolls, the British Empire during the Victorian era, a photo of Queen Victoria and her husband, the first stamp. We have the top 10 facts and thoughts and ratings from a reader. It looks like 4.5 stars. Okay, last book.
Wolfgang
Mozart.
Mozart.
Here it is. And she has not done this one yet. She did her top 10 facts, and today she's getting ready to fill in the rest. I asked her what his favorite food was.
No food.
She said no food mentioned in the book again. So I did another Google search, and his favorite food is liver dumplings and sauerkraut. So we're just gonna eat the sauerkraut, and we are not gonna have a sour face. So this is Lydia's history. She is loving this unit that we're doing, and it's so simple. She's taken full ownership. She is enjoying it. Is there anything else you would like to say about it?
You should do it too. It's so fun.
So what book are you currently reading next?
The First Thanksgiving.
Now, she said, I don't want to eat Thanksgiving food right before Thanksgiving. So her challenge for this one is to be watching for Thanksgiving foods that they ate that were not traditional. So that's what she's doing. Okay, thanks for watching, and we hope that you have a
great time.
Historic day. Okay, thank you.
Bye.